To the top right, he's not only starting for KT Rollster, but also for Zergs all over the world. Will he be able to win here? Can he force the tiebreaker?
KT Crazy.
This is the very first step into a much larger world for Crazy if he wins. And he will have to play the tiebreakers and win there as well. To the bottom left in the blue. This doesn't matter for him, but he wants his ESF brothers to get through. He is
alive.
Noblesse and Boong Boong, they both depend on him. They are watching the game as we speak, trying to give their Dragon Ball powers to Alive.
Yeah, and not to give you guys any sort of false ideas. If Alive wins this, it's not that, or he loses this, sorry, it's not that the other two players that you just mentioned, Boong Boong and Noblesse, thank you, do not get through, but then they have to play tiebreakers. They don't get through automatically.
Exactly. Only two of them can advance. Two of the players, Boong Boong, Noblesse, and Crazy. The other one will get third place, which qualifies you for a potential wildcard group. Alive actually going for a command center first, and this already shows that he is pretty serious here. What he could do in this game is, if it didn't matter to him at all, he would just start with the double barracks and be like done with it as fast as possible. Either with a win or a loss, just go for a coin flip build, and then it's fine. But he goes into a command center, he's playing this very, very serious, and he's actually thinking about, well, Crazy, what is he gonna do right now? He's facing me, and he might assume that I go for a coin flip build for a very aggressive style, because for me, it doesn't matter anymore. So he will probably not cut corners. And this is exactly what Crazy does. He goes into the hedge first, yes, but he's not adding additional drones before he starts the spawning pool, and nor does he start a gas.
Alive, however, does start a gas. This gas timing indicates he's going to go into Reactor Hellions before his third command center, but only one gas, so we will probably not see Banshees. This is going to be a very standard Terran versus Zerg, going into our potentially last match.
I'm really excited for this game. There is so much on the line here. There is such a story that already built up in this up and down group, and we might actually have at least 2 more games.
Yeah, the thing is, the story that's built here is unique in so many ways. Every up and down group has its own story, and that's just always true. I can't think of one group that was just like, oh yeah, well then they advanced and there was no real tense moment in the group. There's always, especially in a 6-player group, this final moment where it all comes down to certain possibilities, and certain players are sitting on the bench right now, you know, clasped with their hands together.
Yeah, talking about the bench, actually we have Noblesse sitting over there in one of the team benches, just watching the screen intently and really analyzing this match and watching exactly what's happening here. Boong Boong, on the other hand, he's not in the studio, he's probably in the backstage area watching it on one of the couches.
This is what, you know, if you don't get through Code A round 3, everything comes down to this moment. And Code S is every pro gamer in Korea's dream. And this is more important than just any other Code S, because this is the first Heart of the Swarm Code S. Yeah. You want to start with your big foot first, going into a completely new game, a new expansion pack.
Exactly, and think about how much is on the line for these players. They've been playing in the Code A qualifier, they've qualified for Code A, tried to make it into Code S, now they are in the up and downs. There's just so much. For most Korean players, if you're not one of those high-profile players that are on foreign events all over the world, then Code A and Code S, this is where you get the exposure. And if you're able to get into Code S, this is not only where the big bucks are, this is also where you get the most people starting to recognize you, where you get your exposure and your fame, where you have a chance to just make a difference for your entire career.
This is how, if you want to go to foreign events, you get to go to foreign events by winning Code S, or at least doing well in Code S, getting the recognition of your team. Your team says, yeah, we are only going to send 4 players to this event. You're one of them because you're round of 8 Code S, and we think that you're going to do a good job there.
Yeah. Think about a lot of players that nobody really recognized before they suddenly won a championship or did at least well in the GSL Premier League here. Sniper, for example.
Yeah.
Everyone who follows GSTL and Code A and also the qualifiers closely knew that Sniper was really good. But a lot of people just saw him for the first time and really noticed him when he was making his run through Code S and then won the championship.
You can say the same about Life. Life, not very well known or noticed until he was making his first run through Code S, and then suddenly he started winning everything.
Exactly.
This is a very pivotal moment in people's careers. If you look at these two players, Alive goes for a little bit of pressure with his Hellions. Alive is someone who's been in Codes before.
Yep.
He's now teamless. He's going through a transition period, not only into Heart of the Swarm, but into a new team potentially. And Crazy is switching into an entirely new game. Not only is he going to Heart of the Swarm, but this is a new game entirely, StarCraft 2.
Yeah. Crazy just lost one of his overlords, which supply blocks him, and he's one of those players who is doing very well in Pro League. We mentioned this earlier. So in the Casper League, he's doing quite well. And the one really important thing is that his best matchup by far is the matchup against Terran. He has a 76 win % ratio here. Okay, admittedly only with about 30 matches, but that's still quite impressive. This is actually about the same win ratio in this matchup that Flash had in all his matchups when he started.
This is a late bloomer as well. I mean, he's coming into StarCraft 2 very new as a Kespa player. All of these things aside, Crazy starts his lair. He's finishing up now. He's got the upgrades that indicate we are going to see Mutalisk. And Alive is actually very behind in upgrades, with his E-base coming down at this timing. His command center is also not moved down, so this is a good position for Crazy as long as he doesn't lose any of his drones to the Hellions moving around the map. And Alive is going for a very strong push at the third. There's no Baneling Nest. As far as I can tell.
I thought he
Oh,
built
no,
one.
he does. He does have it. He starts his Banelings late, though.
Okay, there come the Banelings. Yeah, for a second, actually, you freaked me out. I was like, didn't I see one earlier? But I couldn't actually put my finger on it.
I don't know. The Banelings aren't ready, though.
They are a little bit too late, and look at all those drones. They're suddenly exposed, and he doesn't even pull them away.
Alive comes through here. The Hellions get some good shots, but he needs to pick up, and he picks up perfectly.
Boss
now goes
mode.
into the main.
Alive is fighting here, and not only for himself, for honor and victory. He's fighting for Boom Boom and for Noblesse, and he's doing a great job.
But Crazy's defense is also good. He defends admirably, losing 11 Harvesters, but he pushes Alive's attack back. He has the better upgrades. Now he has the Spire.
Yeah, the Spire is on its way,
Oh, and that...
and the Medivac is just getting away.
He could
Just
drop
in
out
time.
and kill those queens if he wanted to, but he decides to play it safe. He doesn't know what else is around there.
Alive so far doing a good job though. Taking down these Harvesters definitely limited his opponent a bit. And if you just look at the Harvester count, Crazy is now at 57 to 51. That's a pretty decent position for Alive to be in, especially now with his third orbital being completed.
Yeah, he does not have it moved down yet. His upgrades are about 2/3 done, whereas Crazy starts 2-2. Crazy's economy, if it were not attacked, would be much better than Alive's right now, but Alive hit that timing pretty well, and this puts him at fairly even footing.
Yeah, it definitely does. Alive is doing everything that he can. He's putting up aggression early in the game. Nice position here for his Marines. Needs to be careful as the Banelings come in, but picks up with the Medivacs. And even uses the high ground now to his advantage.
Yeah. Third base is dropped down for Alive. It's immediately spotted and attacked by a Ling. Alive needs to get really focused here going to this now because he's going to face mutas that are coming out that he doesn't have turrets yet for. His upgrades are behind. And it's going to be hard for him to stop Crazy's fourth because Crazy has a composition that's going to control and dominate the map.
The Viking is doing a lot here against those Overlords. He can actually take, I think he can take down not only this one, but maybe the second one before the Mutalisk shut down the Viking for good.
The mutas are out now. He's going to go right for it. Looks like he will only get one. But still a good run. Viking also gets the scouting information that the mutas are coming. The turrets started immediately for Alive. Alive wants to push again. The army supply is vastly in his favor. It's 64 to 46.
It's always a question of composition. As long as there are not infestors out there, you can do a lot with those Marines. It's really tricky when there is creep and also Banelings, but still, with good micro and splits, you can achieve a lot in this matchup.
Oh, look at what Crazy's doing. He's taking the base to the top left instead of the base that Alive is going to run into. For just a few more seconds, Alive and Crazy will be on upgrades that are even. But once Crazy hits those 2-2, it's going to be much harder for Alive to attack. He doesn't have armor started. These mutas are flying in the wrong direction.
Yeah, those Mutalists are definitely having a really tough time here against the Marines. The Queen also dead. Here come those upgrades, +2/+2 nearly completed for Crazy, whereas Alive is just now starting his own set of second upgrades. The drop, he doesn't see it, and it just gets taken out before he can drop a single one of those Marines.
Alive is going to check for the base up here, but there's plenty of defense ready. The Lings and Banelings are hiding. Alive stims, but he's going to wish he had.
Well, he can actually take down a few of those Overlords.
Yeah, that's all he can hope for.
Maybe even the second one. Can he get it? He's trying to survive with the
He
Marines.
targets the Banelings. Really nicely done.
Yeah, he takes on 2, he takes on 3, 4. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's the best trade that he could get.
That was much better than getting the Overlords even.
But Crazy is still ahead. Crazy is going into the Hive Tech right now.
He has the
+2/+2 is really important for him. These upgrade advantages giving him such an edge over Alive. And also the creep on this map is crazy.
Yeah.
Like literally.
It basically spells out his name.
Exactly. We have it nearly spread to the 4th base.
Alive needs to do something about this 4th. He sends another drop. Well, actually, this is just a Hellion. And there are Baneling traps set by Crazy all over the map.
That's getting scary.
One Baneling wrong step, and Alive could lose this match and force the tiebreaker.
Crazy's doing whatever he can to win this game. He knows that even if he wins it, he will only achieve a tiebreaker, but this is the best that he can do for now. And it's not going to be... It's going to be just insane if we have a tiebreaker between these 3 players. They have been playing great games today. Here comes the Great Aspire now for Crazy. He wants to go into Broodlords. Alive has stated in the past over and over again that he hates to go up against Broodlord Infestor. He hates it so much. This is the composition that gives him the most trouble. So many Terran players would agree with him here.
Yeah, he's having some trouble already dealing with that 4th base at the top left because of those Banelings.
The bank for Crazy is just enormous, and he's now getting all those Corruptors out. So far, we don't have additional starports for Alive. He doesn't really have the production that he needs in Vikings to deal with this.
He needs to get a 4th base up before he can really start to add those, but the timing window here is not ideal because Crazy already has the Corruptors on the way. The Great Aspire is starting. This is a good position for Alive, though. In this choke point, he's finding a really good angle of attack here.
But Crazy just moves back a little bit. The big issue for Crazy is buying himself time, and that's what he does. By just moving back, forcing Alive to siege up again.
Oh, that 1 mana back! Look at its health! Oh.
I cannot believe that he didn't just sacrifice the Mutalisk.
Well, Alive is thankful for it. This base is going to have to be cancelled. Crazy's
going to lose an expansion here. He's trying to bust through. Nice manual targeting on those Banelings. Really well done by Alive.
Even pulls his Marines back and he will hold a little bit longer here. He needs to get those rallying units down. The base at the top left is dying. The Command Center of Alive had to be cancelled as well. He's going to force a cancel on this base, though. This game is nuts.
This game is really insane. Alive with such a great defense here. Targeting those Banelings was the key to defending his natural.
The Broodlords are a little bit exposed. Their terrain advantage, though, pushes Alive back.
He immediately starts his Viking, but only one of them, and that's not going to be enough to take this game. The second one has been started
He moves too far forward. This is a mistake.
Oh my god, Crazy. What did you just do?
But he's got the Infestors and the Banelings coming. This is basically a bait tactic. He even escapes with his Broods. That was actually really well done. At first glance, I didn't see the Infestors coming down there.
I actually thought that he made a mistake here. He actually exposed himself a bit. Those Infestors saved his ass. I'm not quite sure if that was really intentional.
Well, it works out just the same, and the Infestors now on the high ground are actually going to trap Alive down in this crevice. Good siege tank shots on the Infestors, though.
Yeah, good siege tank shot on the Infestors, really trying to zone them out, but the problem is that all of the Marines are now gone. He's losing just way too much. He doesn't have the Vikings yet, and now he's building them, but it's too late. That's something that he should have anticipated and scanned for.
This drop could be problematic, but it's spotted. Crazy pulls his drones already. The problem for Alive is that he can't get a 4th base. Every single base on the map is covered in creep. The only base that's not is the bottom right, and that's where he's headed.
Yeah, he's headed there with the Command Center. He's flying it there as we speak. Crazy has the supply lead on the other hand, and he's running with it. But Alive will have the +3 attack upgrade very soon.
Baneling landmines! No! Oh, that was so close, but still, Alive is losing a lot here. This is not over yet.
No, not
good funnel.
He's being pushed back here. The funnel was really good, trapping all those Marines. Alive is trying whatever he can. Now he finally has the base at the bottom right. He just took it. Is he going to a planetary? I think we're going to find out. But another drop here, taking out a Queen and a few of the drones.
Dropship goes down, though, and Alive is in dire straits. He's down 40 supply here. Crazy is fighting for his tiebreaker. He's fighting for his life here.
Yeah. Second starport now being built, but at this point, it looks very much like we are going to have a tiebreaker between Crazy, Noblesse, and Boom Boom. But it's not over just yet.
Alive could try to turn this around. His base is spotted. It is going to become a planetary. That question is now answered. Alive needs to turtle here, get a maxed out army, and hope for the best. And by hope for the best, I mean micro like a madman and make absolutely zero mistakes.
The problem for him really is that the creep spread not only gives a speed advantage to Crazy in the battles, but also the perfect vision on the map. I mean, talk about legal map hacks.
Well, this is a really scary push that's coming out from Alive. He's got a lot of units, but the problem is the Infestors and the creep. If he can get in there and get a good split, if he could fight off creep, it would be okay. And Alive might take it if he micros perfectly, but on creep, and never in a million years will Crazy's army lose this. It looks scary if you just look at that army of Alive, but with good fungals, it gets neutralized in seconds.
Alive has to hope for a really good engagement. If Crazy makes mistakes with his unit control when the actual fight happens, then he can do it, but this is getting scarier by the second. All the additional tech coming out of Crazy now, going into Adrenal Glands, an upgrade that he should have researched even a little bit earlier, given his bank, but he's now getting it +3/+3 armor upgrades for the Broodlords, even an Ultralist transition.
I think he may try to target down this planetary. He's got 13 Banelings just morphed, he's got a few more to the right side. Sending them over to the bottom right. Even if he doesn't get the planetary, he's going to get the SCVs here. There's a bunker just finishing.
He's going for it.
Targets it down, it's gone, and that's the lifeline. He doesn't get in the bunker either.
Yeah, he doesn't get into the bunker.
There
now he does, and he can take down most of those Zerglings, but in the end the bunker will fall, and the Marines too. The planetary is gone. There was a trade that Crazy deemed worth the cost, and he definitely was. I mean, he has the bank, he can replace those units. Alive can't replace the command center.
Now Alive's army that you see is the only army he's going to get. And he's starting to lose it bit by the Broodlords.
Where are the Vikings?
There they are. He needs to split them well. We've seen this already.
He needs to dodge the funnels.
Another attack here.
Nice.
Alive is putting himself back in this. He has eliminated so many harvesters, the worker count is now down to 48, and Alive is even in income right now.
Yeah, he's even in income, and is actually, he doesn't have the bank, but he's even in supply, or at least was for a few seconds, with another drop now in the main base that's going to be shut down by the Corruptors, but still, a few Marines will be there to do at least a bit of damage. Yeah, well, maybe.
Crazy needs to calm himself down here and get that base to the top left saturated, because he's lost so many harvesters. That base to the top left has not a single drone on it, and that's when he needs to pull ahead in income.
Alive is doing whatever he can. He's trying to get another base. He needs a scan here to kill those creep tumors. He's down to 36 harvesters, which means that he actually is the player with more army supply, or at least exactly the same army supply as Crazy.
Crazy also has a low harvester count, but he's got that 15 supply lead, and that's where things even out. The army supply is almost dead even for these two players. Composition-wise, it's really all about the micro. Both players have prepared adequately. The Ultralist switch has been scouted. Alive is starting Marauders now.
Yeah, there's a run by Zerglings, but we have one bunker there. You realize a little bit too late is microing against the Ultralist, but oops, right click to the left.
Yeah, he misclicked there. Alive starts to drop in supply again, and he's losing way too many of these SCVs. He's now down to 25 harvesters.
He needs to rely so heavily on mules that he can't really use scans anymore.
Then the base of the top left is still not mining for Crazy. I really feel he should be mining there. Good shots on these broods, takes one out.
Yeah, kills one of them. Can he take out those Corruptors?
He's just repeatedly taking the watchtower here.
Another Broodlord is gone.
And he dodges the Infestors.
Exactly, he doesn't get into the fungal range. He's trying to bait them a little bit here. Oh, there's gets one, but he's in range of the siege tanks, and bam, the Infestor is down.
Alive is trying to be cost efficient here. The resources lost, only 600 different between the two players.
Which is insane for a Zerg versus Terran.
Alive just doesn't ever get any ground. That's the big problem for him.
Yeah, he's just trying to hold on, trying to survive.
He goes in, the Infestors, where are the funnels? There they go, he hits almost every single unit, but Alive's army is cost efficient here, he goes through, can he turn things around?
And suddenly there are no fungals more, he doesn't have the energy anymore, he can't funnel these units.
The Banelings are useless against this army if he can't connect, and with no fungals it's going to be quite difficult. The Corruptors look like dead weight now, and the economy of Crazy is being ripped apart here.
He can't reinforce, he cannot do anything. Alive is suddenly in a position where he can take this game, he is 30 army supply ahead of his opponent.
Here we go, the Banelings roll in on siege, takes the split for Alive is Crazy.
Crazy's trying to pull through, but both of those Ultralists are gone. He still has a supply lead.
He's transfusing.
He's transfusing and trying to do whatever he can. The Corruptors are dying.
Oh, Alive is so low on hit points.
Oh my god.
Alive, even though he's got half the supply of Crazy here, is going to kill the base to the top left. The thing is, he doesn't really have any money. He needs to lift up here and get out.
The mules are being dropped. Alive has income again. Crazy doesn't have mining anymore to the top left. He still has a lot of harvesters. The army supply is 21 against 58. Oh my god, Wolf.
Well, this is
crazy.
It certainly is. Alive was in a bad spot. He's in a bad spot now too, but he has the mining. He's getting the medevacs out. So many of Crazy's units are low on hit points.
Crazy has lost a lot more resources than Alive. Alive is playing this so cost efficient here.
In
still,
income right now, he is ahead, but this base will run out of minerals soon.
yeah, it will run out of minerals soon, and the big question is, of course,
where can he go from there? I
don't know.
I don't know if he can. It was such a crazy close engagement there by Alive, but he still can't come out on top.
He's behind in upgrades with only 2 armor upgrades against 3. And Alive, he's really trying. I mean, nobody can blame him for not trying to win this game. He is playing probably the best game that he played in the up and downs today.
Here come the Lings running in, chasing the last mining SCVs away. Cannot lose that orbital. He needs to pick it up right now.
He needs to lift it. Alive, you need to lift. There it is.
He can move over to the base at the 9 o'clock now. The creep does not quite block it. But as soon as he lands it, the creep will spy it, and then Crazy can force a lift again. But this is Alive's only hope.
Yeah, Crazy is still mining at his 3rd base.
Talking about minerals, he's got no minerals left. Is naturally just mined out before he can even click on it.
Another drop. I'm not quite sure where exactly Alive is finding these drops all the time. Somehow he finds, like, I don't know, spare medivacs on the minimap and is suddenly like, oh, look at that, I can actually drop here again.
A total of 400 minerals at Alive's old third base are left to mine from, and now he goes to the rich field over here. This is the only place he can mine from, but Crazy is aware, and he's going to try to eliminate this command center. Marauders roll in.
This is Alive's last
I think this is it. He's going to lose his orbital.
He's going to lose the orbital. Alive has to fight here. He has no choice. And there come the funnels. Too many Zerglings, too many Ultralists, too many Infestors, too many Zergs. GG.
We will go into the tiebreaker.
Yes.
That was an insane game. This up and down group is one of the best I have ever casted.
Yeah, that was Alive just playing really, really well here. And guys, we have a tiebreaker, but props to Alive for sticking it out this long in the game and putting so much heart into it. To give the players a little bit of exposure, I actually checked his Twitter account. He is 9 followers short of having 5,000, so you should definitely check him out. His Twitter account is Alive2S. Actually not S2, but 2S, which is a little bit weird. Yeah, definitely check him out. We are going into a tiebreaker, then we are going to talk a little bit more about the 3 players that are remaining. It's Crazy, Noblesse, and Bung Bung. In 5 minutes, we're going to be back with the up and down group D, and we're going to find out who takes the Korea spots and who is going to be 3rd place in the group.